So as business developers, you're always looking for tools in order to bring people into REIC. This is one tool that I have found to be very effective. It's what I call REIC's most conservative game plan. And it really consists of working with small business owners and individuals who have been in business for some time. So what I like to do when I'm speaking with an individual, I literally can do this on a napkin at a restaurant or anywhere, and I can do it in just a few minutes. So I'll probably take a little bit more time than I normally would, just so I can explain things. But in essence, these are some of the questions that I ask. The first question is, how long have you been in business? And the typical response is, oh, I've been in business 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, somewhere right around there. And ask them the question, if you're to sell your company today, could you get anything for it? And in the majority of cases, most people really couldn't sell their business because they are the business. You are the business. If you're a carpet cleaner guy or a painter, a painting contractor, a home builder, whatever the service or product that you might be selling. You pull you out of the equation and the business doesn't work that well. That's the typical scenario. And then I also ask, how many hours a week do you work? And they'll often say, I work 50 hours a week, 60, sometimes 70, 80 hours a week. And that's a typical response. And how much do you make? Well, I make anywhere from, some people will be, $60,000, $70,000. Then there's those who are doing quite well. They're $100,000 on up to even $150,000 a year, which is really good. So what they've really created is a really nice job for themselves, as opposed to a business that has equity that is worth something after all the years that they've been in business. So then I asked them this question: if I could show you how to own a business that in about 10 years is worth about $1.2 million, and you could literally sell it for about $1.2 million, and it's cash flowing anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 a month, and you're only working anywhere from 0 to 10 hours a month, would you be interested? And 99% of the time they say, well, yeah, of course. What is it? And so I go on to explain what it is, and it's basically investing in real estate. And I show them how you can own 4 properties free and clear in about 10 years. And if you own 4 properties free and clear in 10 years, owning those 4 properties will be generating $6,000 to $8,000 a month. Those 4 properties will be worth about $1.2 million, and you'll be working anywhere from 0 to 10 hours a month if you're managing those properties yourself, or whether you hire a property manager. So I want to show you how that's done. It's very simple. I'm going to move very quickly. So in year 1, I'm going to buy a property, and you always buy a property below the median home price. So in our area, the median home price is about $220,000. So you always want to make sure that you're buying homes that are at that or less in value. And why is that? We encourage individuals to buy properties below that because that's the biggest market. That's where the biggest volume of renters and home purchases are. That's why you want that. The second thing is you always buy at a discount. We recommend 15% as a minimum. If you're buying at 15% below market value, you're getting a great deal, and this program will work. So if we go out and we find a home, and let's say that the value is $220,000. So that's today's value. But I go out there and I find a home, and my purchase price is $180,000. Then the other principle that we employ is that you always put at least 20% down. So at 20% down, your down payment is about $40,000. That means you have a mortgage of about $140,000. That's what's left over. So if that's what you owe, but that's what the value of the home is, you're in a pretty good position. You've got about a 60% loan to value ratio. So the goal here is to find that home, get it for that price, and by the way, you can find 15 to 20% discounts all day long. We can buy them right on the MLS. You put your 20% down, that's what you owe on the property. Your payment on that home, and we'll just make some basic assumptions. We'll say that we're working with a 7% interest-only loan. And I'm only doing that just for simplistic reasons, and I'm using numbers that are not vetted. I'm just using round general numbers. If you do the actual math on this, it's not all going to add up perfectly, but you're going to get the idea of what it is that I'm trying to get across. So your payment on $140,000 is going to be, we're going to go ahead and say it's approximately probably about $11.50 per month. So that's what your payment's going to be with your payment with interest, taxes, and insurance. Monthly payment. So the goal here now is to rent that for more than what you are having to pay out. This home, it's going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. That's the typical home that we're buying. It may be a little bit more than that, but we always go at least three bedrooms and at least 2 baths, always. So you're going to be able to collect right around, let's go ahead and say $13.50 per month on this property. And this is being very, very conservative. So you've got a $200 per month positive cash flow. This cash flow right here, you can use it for whatever you want. You can put it back into a savings account. You can use it to help make a car payment, whatever you want, but that's your positive cash flow. Now here's the thing. At the end of 2 years, you're doing a lease option here. You're using our REIC's compassionate financing. So the goal is to get an individual who comes in, they put a small down payment on the house, and they're paying their monthly payment of $13.50 a month. And just for the record, this is probably going to be $14.50, and you're going to have $300 a month. But in the end, this monthly cash flow isn't the most important thing, but it is good, and it's definitely nice to have. At the end of these 2 years, you have a built-in buyer. You've put your renter or your lease option person through the REIC's Home Buyers Assistance Program, which helps them repair their credit, get them ready for home ownership, get all that set up so that they can actually make the purchase at the end of 2 years. At the end of 2 years, we're going to make some other assumptions here. We're going to go ahead and just assume that there's 0% appreciation. Now, historically, over the last 60 years, appreciation of homes has been right around 3%. But we're going to go ahead and say 0 because this program is not based, the success of this program is not based on individuals taking advantage of appreciation. So at the end of 2 years, let's just say that all you can do is sell this home for $220,000. So you sell it for $220,000. You paid $180,000, which means you just captured a $40,000 capital gain. So that's your gain at the end of the day. Now you're going to add that to your 20% down payment, which is another $40K. You're going to roll that down. This was your down payment that you're taking back, and you're going to take this $80,000 and you're going to roll it into 2 properties. So right here, you're buying 1 property, and that's it. At the end of 2 years, you're taking this money and you're going to roll it into 2 properties. Now, even though I assume 0% appreciation, I'm going to be even extra conservative, and I'm going to say, although you could only sell your house for $220,000, the market really did go up 3%. And so now this home, these 2 homes that you're buying, are about $232,000 each, and you've got 2 of them now. And so you're going to put 20% down, and I'm not going to run the numbers, but Sharon, you can run the numbers yourself, and you can put them in here. But I'm just going to say that, let's say that the payment is going to be about $186, or I'm sorry, the purchase price is going to be about $186, and you're going to put a down payment again of right around that $40,000 mark. So you'll have a mortgage of about $146, and mind you, this is 2 years later, and so your rent's probably going to be a little bit higher. Your payment on that amount, we're going to say is maybe $11.75 per month, and you're going to collect $14.75 per month in rent. So now you have your $300 per month cash flow times 2. So now you're generating $600 per month. You hold on to these properties for 2 years. They're both lease options. One other reason why the lease option is so powerful is because your tenants, they're taking care of all of the repairs. They're taking care of the yard maintenance. They're taking care of everything. It's pretty turnkey. 2 years later, you sell these properties, and again, we'll assume 0% appreciation. You sell them, and you're making approximately, what is that, about 46. 46 times 2 plus your 2 down payments of 40 times 2. So now you've got 92 and 80. So that's 2 and 17. You got about $172,000. Now you're going to roll this up, and now you're going to buy whatever that purchase price is. Now it's year 5. You'll take that 3% inflation, you'll add it, and you're going to be doing 3 properties, and you're going to be purchasing them. Again, this will be a little bit more, and I'm not going to get into the numbers. I'm going to let you do all the math now, Sharon. But now, fast forward 2 years, you take your X number of dollars, and then you're going to roll it into year 7. And you're going to buy 4 properties. This is where you're going to stop. You'll never own more than 4 properties. If you're like me, I don't have any desire to own 100 properties, myself. I'd rather just keep my portfolio small. I'd rather own it free and clear and be unleveraged at some point. So at this point, you now have 4 properties. You take these properties and you go through the same process, go down the line. At the end of 2 years, you walk away with X number of dollars. Roll this up. You're at year 9 now, and you're only going to do 4 properties. You're going to sell those 4, and you're going to roll them into 4 more. You're going to go through that same process again, and at the end of 2 years, you've got X number of dollars. Now remember, your cash flow, your monthly cash flow is going to be going up because you've got more properties, and you're further in the future with inflation. Now you got 4 properties, so this cash flow is going up. By the time you get here, you've got probably close to $4,000 a month in monthly cash flow. Well, actually, I take it's going to be closer to $5,000 a month in monthly cash flow. Then, right, sometime between years 10 and 11, so basically this is 11. Again, you're going to do 4 properties. You're going to roll these properties up, and you're going to sell them, and you're going to buy these. But right here, guess what? Here, your mortgage is actually going to start going down because the amount of money that you're rolling into these properties is going to go down per home. At this point, it's probably close to $100,000, and here you're probably at about 60. Here you're probably at about 30 something, and here your mortgage is 0, and your cash flow is going up incrementally because as your mortgage payment goes down, your monthly goes up because the same expenses aren't there. There's a smaller and smaller mortgage payment that you have to make. So at this point, sometime between years 10 and 11, you own these 4 properties free and clear. And at this point, based on 3% appreciation, these homes are really close to about $300,000. 4 times 300,000 is $1.2 million. So at this point, you own these 4 assets, these 4 properties free and clear. They're cash flowing at this point, depending on the home and what inflation has done, somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000. And at this point, you're a pretty seasoned property owner, and you're working somewhere 0 to 10 hours a month. Maybe you hire a property management company to take care of it for you because you want to work 0 hours. So the concept is that you can create literally residual income from these properties coming in about 10 years. You've got an asset that's actually worth something, you can sell it, and guess what? You didn't have to give up your business or your job in order to do this. You can do this while you continue to do your carpet cleaning business or while you're working at your regular job. It's a concept, in theory, it works. Personally, I'm in about year 5 on my project, and I'm moving towards my 10-year game plan being completed. So that's the basic game plan. And if you have any questions, Sharon, you can give me a call. I'm finally getting this over to you, so you can do this on a real napkin, and you can do it. Thanks, Sharon. Can you just